We're back. I know you guys missed us. How are you feeling today, Chuck?
I'm feeling pretty good. Ready to be back. I think we look snazzy as ever. Got a good show for you guys coming up. A lot of updates, a lot of information, and a lot of sacks.
Lots of sacks. You know, we're going to start breaking down each division in the NFL. We got about 8 weeks left in the division, so we're going to go one by one, week by week, with each division starting at the AFC East today. But we begin with the NBA. We have now entered off-season territory.
Free agent frenzy.
So, the Warriors just got the bag again, so tons of teams are going to be looking to cash them. So we're going to be looking at some of the top free agents on the market. We're going to be evaluating them and seeing, okay, who goes where. We'll start with a guy that we're both very familiar with, Mr. Kyrie Irving.
The talk of the town, Mr. Kyrie Irving.
Mr. Kyrie Irving, he wants the bag. But his delusional mind probably doesn't deserve it. Or does he?
Definitely not.
He's got the talent, but is anyone, like, literally, is anyone going to be willing to pay Kyrie what he thinks he deserves?
I mean, I would like to know, like, what team can trust him as a person? What team can invest in him and believe that he'll go out and do his best every day of that season? Because right now, you obviously see, again, I love the word delusional. He's delusional. I don't know why he thinks he's like the best point guard. He put up great numbers. It's funny, Jalen Rose voted for him for like third or for something, third all-team NBA. But like, this guy, you don't want him on your team. And like, maybe he'll be efficient, but I wouldn't want to sign him if I were the Nets.
Yeah, if I'm the Nets, I'm very, very wary about giving him a long-term deal. But if he wants to come back for a short term, maybe like a 2-year, $50+ million, he won't. But that would really make the most sense. I mean, he's got the most rapport with the Nets as of now.
KD's his boy.
Yeah, I mean, he said it himself that they didn't get enough time to play with each other during the season. So it sounds like they have unfinished business that they want to take care of. And you know there's plenty of teams that would give him that money, but it's nowhere Kyrie's going to want to go. I'm sure Sacramento would throw tons of money to have Kyrie. But
I don't think he'd go to Sacramento.
Yeah. But moving on from Kyrie, we got another former Net, but not a most recent Net, but most recent playoff choker, playoff GOAT,
stinky,
but not in the good way. Mr. James Harden, Mr. Eats a Lot.
Yeah, Fatty McFatty.
Mr. Strip Club Champion. James Harden is a free agent. He's bounced around the block the last couple of years after just a few years ago being maybe the best player in the NBA, or at least the most dynamic player in the NBA. But there's a lot of questions about Harden. Has he lost a step? Does he care anymore?
Yeah, seriously.
So, Chuck, does Harden re-sign in Philly, or does he command a big deal elsewhere?
I think he does. I think he does re-sign with Philly. I don't know. I feel like this guy. It seems like he doesn't care, but I feel like he just like got on the team and like really wasn't involved and like. I think he wants another chance with Philly because like I really think he does want to win a championship, and his best bet at winning a championship would be that team.
I agree with you, and this is very similar.
I don't see any other team that he would fit with.
It's very similar to the Kyrie situation. I mean, Harden coming off like kind of down year for his standards, and has a lot of controversy surrounding him. He's probably best off signing a team where he has a little chemistry with already.
Yeah.
But the other thing is that the 76ers, they started this whole process thing. They really went all in. They traded Ben Simmons away to get James Harden, and they never really got any success out of it. So they're going to want to get something back from his investment. I think they are more willing to pay him than the Nets are willing to pay Kyrie. The 76ers have a very limited championship window, or better yet, a very limited window before Embiid starts to be like, well, these guys are all winning championships, and I'm surrounded by these scrubs. So the 76ers might as well keep throwing talent.
That's a great point.
Now, we got Kyrie Harden. They're the big names, but they're not the only big names. We got a few other big names.
Yeah, I think this list is actually stacked.
So we got guys like Bradley Beal,
Nasty.
Zach LaVine,
Nasty.
DeAndre Ayton,
Nasty. Played like shit in the playoffs.
looking like a grandpa.
Yeah.
And then you got rising stars such as Jalen Brunson, Miles Bridges,
Nasty.
Colin Sexton, Nets playoff hero Bruce Brown, Charlie. So out of all the guys that I mentioned, who do you think would be the most impactful signing of any of these guys for any team?
I jokingly am going to say Miles Bridges because I think everybody should go and check out his music.
Oh.
He's absolutely fucking
Side
dumb.
note.
Yeah, we'll put the YouTube link, but he actually dummies this beat. But besides that, he should go to a really good team, like definitely starter somewhere that fits in at the 3 spot on the floor. Let me see real quick. Also, I feel like the Mavs should re-sign Jalen Brunson. They need a guy who can like be the other guy with Doncic and score maybe 30 when he scores 50. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. I'd say Ayton. I mean, like he played so bad in the playoffs. Like I don't know, maybe, like did the Suns want him to stay on the team? I don't know what team Ayton goes on, honestly. And then I feel like the LaVine and the Bulls. I feel like they've always had that relationship, and I feel like he is the Bulls. When you think of the Bulls now, you think of Zach LaVine, right?
Absolutely.
That's my reason right there.
Yeah, I look at all these guys on this list, and we talked about Kyrie and Harden already, and I think LaVine will re-sign him also.
Mm-hmm.
And then these others, they make too much sense. I mean, if the Suns don't re-sign Aiden, what are they going to do?
Yeah, there's a 5 guy.
They don't have anyone close. Even if Aiden struggled, sure, maybe he's not worth the max, but he's still young. He's still got potential. They've got to re-sign him. And then you look at Jalen Brunson and Miles Bridges, both young players who took a step up, especially Brunson in the playoffs. And the Mavs need guys around Doncic. They need to re-sign Brunson. The one guy that I think should move, but it's almost guaranteed to move, is Bradley Beal. And I'm thinking of a bunch of possible suitors, but I'd like to hear from you. Where do you think Bradley Beal will end up?
I want to say the Knicks, but like, did the Knicks want someone like who? Do you think he can handle the pressure in New York? That's the only thing.
Yeah, I was thinking of another big city, LA. I think him on the Lakers, and the Lakers have never been shy to spend cash in the past.
Yeah,
and their 2 main guys are aging, LeBron and AD. They could use another scorer because obviously there's no way to re-sign Westbrook. They need someone to fill in one of those guard spots.
Yeah, facilitate the ball too.
Yeah, they can't be having Rondo either. Like they can't be just all these washed up old vets. They need like a guy who can handle it every night because LeBron, although he's still one of the best players in the world, you can't be asking him to carry him.
I'd like to see Miles Bridges on Sacramento. I could see him on Sacramento, and that'd be a real fucking good team. I think Sacramento has a lot of potential. They just probably need more depth at their bench, but like adding him to another like superstar on the floor.
Yeah, I will add DeAndre Ayton. So I think he resigns the Suns. I think they'd be.
I just don't know what other team he would go to. That's the only thing.
I really think the Dallas Mavericks could be a great fit. Now, they did just trade for Christian Wood, but if the Mavericks have the opportunity to go after a guy like Ayton and pair him with Doncic for the foreseeable future,
rebounds, kick it to him.
You got to do it.
Way more efficient.
The Warriors dynasty has, it's still going, but it's going to end soon. Mm-hmm. Someone's going to have to step in and take over, and a Doncic Ayton combo, and then maybe you add like some shooters around, like some actual shooters, not Dorian Finney-Smith.
Yeah.
The Mavericks could be that team that will take that.
Not a stretch 4.
Yeah. Take that step.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. And then who do we have at the bottom of the list here?
Oh, we got some key guys. We got Westbrook, Bobby Portis, and then you got also Joe Ingles. He's coming off an ACL tear, but he's a free agent. A lot of these older vets, Pat Connaughton, 3-point shooter.
Our guy Bruce Brown. So we want Bruce Brown. I think I want Bruce Brown back on the Nets.
The Nets, I would
He had
rather.
so much depth, but then like Joe Harris is coming back.
Yeah. With how he played in the playoffs,
I
it's
love
gonna be
him.
it's gonna be tough to keep him.
Yeah, I do love him, but he did. It was tough.
Which, if they don't want Kyrie, I wouldn't be surprised if the Nets go after someone like Beal.
I would want Beal, 100%. That
But-
boy works hard, and also you see him yelling at those kids. That's how you coach. That's
Yeah.
how you coach.
Yeah, bro. But have you heard Miles Bridges rap, bro?
Yeah, fire.
Dude,
He
you gotta
dummies.
get-
He dummies it. Shout out Miles Bridges, dummying that beat.
He's rapping like he's trying to make it out the league.
Is it casually like sipping lean and smoking a blunt?
Oh yeah,
I love it. I fucking love it.
Dude, he's being dumb.
What a fucking vibe.
But you know what's not dumb? Our favorite segment, dubs and L's. Chuck, you got a dub for us?
Yeah. Dub is right off the bat. Drake. Drake's album. So like I heard when it came out on Thursday night. I was hammered, and I started listening to it, and it was just like I don't know. I guess I wasn't in the right vibe, and I totally just disregarded it. Next day, hungover. I was like, that album was trash. But then like you go to the internet, right? And the internet stirs the pot a little. You hear it in clips there, snippets there. You get the right songs, and he just absolutely like killed it. EDM and rap, like like so mellow and chill, and like actually fucking rocks. And I hope he comes out with more stuff this summer.
So I'm gonna give my dub to a guy who retired as of this Tuesday, Rob Gronkowski,
The two-time.
the two-time what? Super Bowl champion?
Retire.
Two-time retirement. I think 4-time Super Bowl
Yeah.
champion.
Yeah, it's true though. Yeah.
Legendary career. He'll have a career going beyond sports too after this, but
Yeah, I can't wait.
I give him the dub because he retired when he wasn't feeling it, and he came back and made an immediate impact when people thought that he was washed and he wouldn't be able to do anything. Won a Super Bowl in his first year and caught multiple touchdowns. Well, no one will ever forget that game. He had a tough year this past year. He took a nasty rib injury mid-season. Still came back, played through the playoffs, and the Bucks just ran out of firepower towards the end with all their injuries. But there's not much you can say that Gronk didn't do in his career. And like I said, yeah, he'll have a fine career going forward as a comedian, porn star, whatever the hell he wants to do.
Best tight end all time?
In his prime, yes. Yes.
I'm still gonna go with my boy Kelsey.
You're capping.
Kelsey.
You're capping.
You're capping with Gronk.
Okay, Mr. Cap, give me a no.
Okay. Well, first off, your L is Gronk, best tight end all time.
Dude, we can. I'll bring this up later. But yeah.
But my L for right now, we talk about golf all the time. We love golf. Love our
Favorite
golf
sport.
fans. Me and Shoop, we golf every weekend. Hit the back nine, front nine, side nine.
Golf these beers down our throat.
Exactly. And we're always on par for a golf update. And right now, my L is going to be PGA, the Professional Golf Association, because they're getting their ass kicked by Live.
They're getting live.
They're live. They're getting live by Live organization, who is just taking all the other famous golf players, and it's actually insane because PGA is like throwing a little fit, but it's like you can't take our players, but Live is like fuck you, PGA, and that's where we're at in the golf world. It's getting a little hectic. This hasn't happened in years.
Charlie, I kind of disagree on the fact that, yeah, it's an L for the PGA, but I think it's a W for golf overall because this kind of like competition is almost like when the WWE split in the 2000s, how crazy that went, just
So
like some Brooks Koepka from the top rope kind of shit, like, oh, he's screwing the PGA, like.
Do you think it's like similar to XFL coming onto the scene?
Yeah, but XFL didn't do shit.
Yeah.
So LIV's coming through.
This is definitely a greater impact.
LIV's coming through. Golf keeps the drama coming. You know, if you're driving through Kentucky, according to Twitter at least, because I've been to Kentucky. I've never really experienced Kentucky, but apparently Richmond, Kentucky, not Virginia, but Richmond, Kentucky is where cops are in training. So that's apparently where all the try-hard cops are.
Now, state troopers are just what do you mean try-hard cops?
Young state troopers who are just
for that state or for everywhere?
For Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
Who are just finishing up their training and, would love to get some tickets under their belts. I'm glad you knew that, because who didn't know that was NBA star Montrezl Harrell, formerly on the Hornets. He got caught with pounds and pounds of weed going through Richmond and got arrested on that charge. So this is why it's an L for Montrezl Harrell. Why are you carrying that much when you are an NBA player and earn a bag already? Why would you be fucking with that amount of drugs? And I can't blame him because, I am blaming him, but I can't follow him as being the only one that does it, because he's not the only one. But
in Virginia,
Kentucky, in Kentucky, man.
His ass is lucky it's not 1997. He's going to jail he would go to jail forever. Am I not wrong?
You're completely correct.
Right?
It's just every week we can pick out a story of an NFL, NBA player being an idiot, doing something that they shouldn't be doing when they shouldn't even be. It's not even worth taking a risk.
It's just, and I hate singling every all professional players out. It could be anybody, but it's you have all that money, just get somebody else to do it. I'll do it.
Seriously,
I'll do it.
I'll do it, but I won't
tell you guys anything. You just gotta text me on the side, and I'll go get it. But yes, that's a huge L. Huge L.
Massive L. So
all that's gone to waste now. All the cops have that. Pounds.
We could have smoked
Pounds too.
We could have smoked all that.
Yeah, exactly. It could have been for us.
Yeah, water.
I'm fucking tired.